Hi everyone, welcome to another Music Masterpiece, and we are going back in time to 1980. We are heading all the way back to not Back in Black, the song, but in a track called Hell's Bells by AC/DC. Let's get into it straight away. Get ready for Angus and his guitar. Interesting, I'm getting the guitar in my right ear and the bell in my left and the drums in my left. And the bass. And then all the guitars together. Here we go. Good time to stop and pause for a sec. Brian, no, people may have heard of Geordie maybe when he in the band that he was in before AC/DC. Obviously there was a lot of AC/DC fans getting over the death of Bon Scott. I didn't really understand it all. I was 13 years old, and a group that I'd kind of got into in 1978 when I first heard Touch Too Much. And then somebody gave me the If You Want Blood, You've Got It album, and I looked at this guitar sticking out of a human being with blood all over it, and I thought, I'm not too sure about this. And then there was a news article about Bon passing away. And at that point we had the Music Press, we had Sounds, who principally covered AC/DC and all of the new wave of British heavy metal that was coming out as well at the time. And this album came out, and to this day it hasn't dated. And Brian coming in after Bon, it's a bit like trying to fill somebody's shoes that's done a really, really good job. And how do you fill their shoes? Well, what a job Brian did, and what an album is this. Is it AC/DC's best album? I think it might be. I also love Highway to Hell. I also love the If You Want Blood, You Got It album as a live album. But I think their best work came between 1978 and 1980. You tell me otherwise. I always loved their backing vocals as well. Such a dark AC/DC track.
Spine. You get evil, you're a friend of mine.
starting to really build here. So a little story, I was 15, 16 years old, and we got a group together and we decided we cover different types of tracks that we liked. We started off in a friend's bedroom with just no real instruments and nothing, and then before I knew it, in like 6 to 8 months, we had the drum kit, we had all the guitars, we had the microphone, we had the whole lot, and we were playing like as a support to a group locally. And I had the job of singing, and we decided to do Hell's Bells, and I couldn't sing it. I could not sing it, and we did it. I was terrible, and the reason I couldn't sing it is it's just impossible. And there are probably people in the world, there's probably a few percentage of people that could do it justice. I couldn't. Brian was an exceptional singer. And years later, I got to take my son in 2007 to watch AC/DC at the O2. So I saw them in 1982, 83 for those About to Rock tour, and then I saw them again all those years later. And Brian's voice then was, he was an older guy. What was I expecting? But Angus and the rest of the band were absolutely incredible. And I'm not saying Brian wasn't incredible. He's still incredible for his age. But of course, you've always got that comparison, and you've always got that memory of Angus riding on Brian's shoulders coming through Hammersmith Odeon with the Cannons, and just being there and wishing you could go back in time and just relive that gig one more time. Such a great guitarist, Angus. Great exit here. I've got one more story about this. I originally bought this album secondhand. Couldn't afford it. It's like 13 years old, and there used to be a record shop in Tunbridge Wells called The Talisman, and we'd always go in there, look at all the albums that we'd hoped would be in there, and there was Back in Black by AC/DC, and I was like, yes, I can finally get my hand on a copy. Got it home, and for years all I knew was that when you put the track Back in Black on, because my copy had 2 jumps on it, 2 scratches, it would jump. And I didn't know what the first 30 seconds sounded like. And for years and years and years, it wasn't until I, managed to finally get a copy that wasn't scratched. It was almost like when I put the vinyl on, I was expecting it. So I know people love vinyl. I know vinyls have had this massive comeback. But did I really love the experience of vinyl? I think I loved the album and holding the album, and I loved, any album and artist that came out with like a gatefold sleeve and stuff like that. And sometimes, as you said, that physical thing was great, but I take digital music every single day, so that nobody ever has to not be able to experience or have that disappointment that I had of those opening moments of the track Back in Black. Thanks for listening to today and sharing the joy once again. I'll be back very, very soon with another music masterpiece. See you soon.